J Beatz, producer of the Project Grow, founder of the Project Grow, works with the likes of Youngsta CPT, PFK, SOV, Chase Lutron. Shout out to Wolfcraft. The song we're going to be breaking down today is For Color Girls. It's a track I did with Youngsta off of the 3T album, one of the popular tracks on the album. And yeah, let's see how I did the track.
This one for my colored girls, not for any other girls. I think you so beautiful, you should be the cover girl. This one for my colored girls, not for any other girls. I think you so beautiful, you should be the cover girl.
Cool. So this is my workspace. This is where all the magic happens. Yeah, I like my setup. Is very basic. Like I just have my keyboard and my MPD, and this is a new touch screen that I got. Like pretty cool. Like you can touch and stuff like happens. So yeah, I've been working in this space. Like, well, I've been working from home. Like wherever I've been staying, I've been working from home. Like in most cases, the only time I'll go to the studio is if we're doing a recording session or do mixing and mastering, like for like once the track is ready to be mixed and mastered. When hip hop came along, like, well, into my life, it was when I was young, like standard 3 maybe. Like that time it was standards. I'm not that old, but they were standards that time. And yeah, I think it was like Tupac, Me Against the World was like, I heard that album, was like, okay, this is like dope. And like, you know, when you're young and growing up and you hear him rapping about being on the corner and stuff like that, you can relate to that. So I was relating to, like, I gravitated towards that type of music. West Coast, you know, very influenced by those type of artists. One of my friends, he started studying sound engineering, and he was given a program, like, because we were like not poor, but I mean, like, we didn't have much, like, at the time. So he got the application, a music application called Reason, and then him and another friend of mine, Lee, PFK, who I done quite a bit of music with. He's moved to Switzerland now, but they were sort of like trying to do music, like, you know, like my friend Lee was rapping, and then Evan was kind of doing production, and then I heard what they were doing, and then but before that, I mean, I was already playing piano, but I wasn't doing production. And then I asked him for that application. It was way back, like maybe 2005, around there. I use my keyboard, like, well, but my setup is more or less like I do all my drum chops on the MPD, like all my drums and sample chops I'll do here. Yo, that's crazy, dogs. And with my keyboard as well, I'll do all my melodies from, like, and bass lines. Like, I'll use mainly the keyboard to do those type of things. Bass lines will come from there, and it's really just, I don't know, it's just a creative process. Like, I only used to, like, I got the keyboard only after, like, I was just using the MPD at the time, and trying to do melodies on there, I'd like kind of limiting, like doing melodies just on the drum pad. But once I got the keyboard, like it just makes me more creative. Like, I come up with more ideas, like being able to move across the keyboard. The first thing I started off with was the melody, was the main melody, and it was the piano melody, and this is what it sounded like on its own. So that was the melody that I started out with, and then from there I chopped up the melody, so just to give it a bigger vibe. So what I did was I chopped it up, and this is what the chops sound like once on its own. and that's the driving force of the track really. And then once I got the melody down, I built around the melody.
Pretty brown girl.
So my journey with Youngsta started around like 2011, 2012. I think he was looking for beats at the time. Like he was doing a mixtape called Freeze Time. So the whole time concept like started around that time. He's always been on this time thing, like like around time and taking time, and you know. So it started around, and then he was working on a mixtape called Freeze Time, and he was looking for beats, and then I sent him like a couple of ideas. I was like, I need to, and I like saw his music like on, I think at that time it was Reverb Nation, like back in the days. Like nobody's looking at Reverb Nation anymore now. But yeah, so I was like, who's this guy? Like, I like his sound, like I like his tone, and he's kind of an artist I think I can, you know, work with, like, you know. And then I reached out to his team and him, and yeah, I think the very first track we did was Wanting to Understand. Like that was on the album. There was on the mixtape. There was a couple of tracks on the mixtape that I did, but that was the first. We shot the video for it. Thought it was gonna go big. Like sent it to Channel O. They were like, "Nah, we're not looking for this. This is too raw. Like, you know, Cape Town raw vibes. Nah." This is how I came up with the melody. I started with this. So. Yeah, so that's the idea I had in my head for the melody. The next part of the track was the drums. So once I had the melody, like normally I always start with, I'll come up with melody, go to drums, and then go to bass. That's how for most of my tracks, that's how I do it. Like, so the melody will drive the drums, like how your drums are gonna sound. So for the drums, from the melody, I went to the snare, and this is what the snare looks like. So it's a nice, like, you can hear there's like a bit of reverb, and then it's like a snare roll, like to blend into the next part of the track, like. And then from there, the drums, the kick drum from there. So that's okay. Open eye, give more like more movement to the track. The kick drums, okay. So you can hear like there's more movement now on the track. Okay.
Cover girl, this one for my colored girls, not for any other girls. I think you so beautiful, you should be the cover girl.
The bass line. This is what it sounds like on its own, but take out everything. So it's got that like, it's got that West Coast synth bounce to it, like, you know, keep it west side. He called me. He was like, I have this idea for the song. I need you to produce it. I need this type of vibe. I need, and I sent him a few ideas of what he was telling me, and that's how Salutas came about, and then it was like this skyrocket from that point. Yeah. This track was not supposed to be on 3T, like, well, it's not that it wasn't supposed to be on there, but it wasn't one of the original tracks that was selected for the album. I played it for Youngsta, but I think at the time maybe he wasn't feeling it, or I was like, dude, you need to record in this track, like this could be like something, like, you know. And yeah, like it was probably one of the last tracks that we did for the album. He just messaged me one day like, yo, send that track as well. Like, and I was like I was like over the moon, like that they actually selected this track, like, because I knew his voice, like his tone, would sit nice like on a track like this. And I wasn't wrong, I think.